This is probably the most requested planner review I think I've ever had on this channel. Hi everybody, today I am taking a look at the Passion Planner. Aside from like the ones I usually look at, the Passion Planner has been one of the most requested planners I think I've ever had requested over the last couple of years, but up until this year I haven't gotten around to getting one and taking a look at it. So this is the 2018-2019 Academic Pro Radiant Rose Gold Monday Start Passion Planner, the B5 size. That is a mouthful. This is a different size than the ones they've had previously. From what I've heard, they have a bigger one and a smaller one, and this new size is the one that they're starting to carry now. These are currently on sale on the website. For the rose gold is $33, down from $35. And then you can get other colors. There's a brown and there's a black, and those are a different price. But of course I had to get the rose gold because why the hell wouldn't I get the rose gold, right? I'm curious about this. A lot of people love the shit out of this planner, and I have never really taken a look at one before. So today I am going to give you my thoughts on it, and like based on the first impressions, and I'll do a pen test and all of the things. So they say the cover is smooth and durable, faux leather, vegan friendly. It's soft. It's very soft. It feels very kind of smushy, but not really. And the actual cover itself is like it's covered with like a fake leather, but it's thin. It's like, I don't know, maybe thicker than most cardstock. It feels kind of flimsy, not gonna lie. This was shipped to me in just a regular priority envelope without even, I think, there wasn't even any like bubble wrap or anything around it. So one of the corners is a little bit bent, but whatever, no big deal. It has a strap that holds it closed. It says it's 212 pages. There is a single bookmark. It's like kind of like a chartreuse color. The front has a beautiful like design like embossed onto it. And then the back is just the smooth, like textured looking fake leather. One of the reasons I like coil bound planners is because they lie flat and you can flip them around. You can't flip around a bound book like this, but I want to see if it lies flat. And it does. I'm sure you probably have to train it just a little bit more, but like this is a very nice lie flat, which I do appreciate quite a bit. I do not like planners that bounce back up. It bugs the shit out of me. One of the cool things I like about this planner is that for every one of this Radiant Rose Gold that they sell, they're donating $1 to the Malala Fund, which is amazing. They work to help girls learn and lead without fear, according to the website. I think that's very awesome. It's like an altruistic piece of buying this planner. Now, the front page has just like the title page. This is the academic planner, so it starts in August of 2018 and runs through July. And I got the Monday start. You can get either a Monday or a Sunday start, which I think is very cool. So it looks like the first few pages of this are like some ideas on how to plan and roadmap and shit. I'm gonna see what the website says. So I guess this section is the Passion Roadmap. It says on the website it is an exercise that helps you define your short and long-term goals and create a step-by-step game plan to reach them. I don't always use shit like this. When I get a planner that has like instructions on how to use it, I'm not always good at using it, but I'm going to take a look at it. So it looks like this right here is this first page is just giving you some ideas of how you might use this planner, and this is information on the backstory of the planner. Here is the Passion Roadmap. There is 8 steps, and the last step is a repeat, and then there's some extra credit to work through to build out your plan to achieve your goals. What I like about looking at this plan, and I think I might decide to go through this. If you would like to see me go through this work, because I don't know if you heard my most recent podcast, but goal setting and I have never been good friends. I have struggled to find something that can help guide me through goal setting that doesn't feel fucking cheesy and like busy work. So if you think that this could be helpful for me, leave it down in the comments. Tell me, Cindy, I want you to do this, or something to that effect. I do like that everything on here is very specific. All of the directions that it gives you they're not like some vague bullshit. They actually are like set a timer and make this list and then take this list and put it here and then blah, blah, blah. I appreciate that. But I can't really tell you the effectiveness of it because I haven't used it yet. Now, here is a section I don't know if I would actually use. It's basically a how to plan and use this planner section. Inkwell Press does this, where they give you a bunch of information on how to best use the planner and a day designer does it as well. Generally speaking, this kind of stuff, I skim right over it because I know some of what works for me, and there's other things that maybe don't work for me, but it's my routine and I want to stick with it. I don't like being told what to do, and I feel like when a planner tells me what to do, I get kind of frustrated with it. So I generally don't go too deep in it. But if you are trying to do some heavy duty goal setting, then this shit might be really helpful for you to figure out how to like work your thoughts while you're, using the planner. Here are 2 overview calendars, 2018, 2019, with U.S. holidays and observations. So I'm assuming these are like the bank holidays, like the holidays that the federally are observed. Space of infinite possibility. There's not a lot of extra space for infinite possibility, so I'm not sure how infinite it is, but that's super cute. And so here we are into the monthly spread. Now I did not expect this with how beautiful the outside is. For some reason, I didn't expect this to look this clinical. It doesn't surprise me when I look at the other covers, but maybe with the rose gold, I thought it was going to be cuter or more girly. Maybe I'm just used to Erin Condren planners, which are a little cuter than this. This is not cute. This is not a cute planner, but this does look like it's going to be a very useful planner. So in the monthly spread, it's the Monday start, because that's the one I picked. Plenty of room on your dates, this month's focus, and there's 2 spaces, one for work, one for personal. I like that. Although for someone like me, I have work, personal, and then my volunteer work, which I don't consider personal. So something like that might be a little limiting for me. People to see, places to go, and then a not to-do list. Things to not do? Does it say? Okay, maybe I should have looked more closely at the how you use this planner section. Yeah, it says that if you have anything that you might be doing, but it doesn't move you closer to your goals, to put that on a not to-do list. That's cute. I like that. And then we have space here for work and personal projects, and prioritized top priority, and then one underneath it, a mind map spot for this month's game changer. Okay, I'm going to save my thoughts for the end, but I'm having some thoughts. Here is the weekly layout. Monday start. It's a nice broad time zone, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. It's probably one of the broadest I've ever seen outside of the bullet planner that has all 24 hours. But as I learned when I was using that, as much as I like having all 24 hours, it can get intense to have that much space. So I like that this is broad, but not hugely broad. And you could still interpret it based on your schedule if you work like a swing shift or something. I also like that it's small lines, but it's broken up by half hours rather than hours. At the top of every day is a this day's focus. And then there's this week's focus, good things that happened. Looks like there's a quote here and then a little prompt to help you with the week. And then we have personal to-do list, work to-do list, and then the space of infinite possibility, which really cracks me up. And then again, it tells you the top one should be your top priority. I've gotten to the end of the month and there's a monthly reflection. This is kind of nice. I've had sketchy luck with monthly reflections, but the fact that it's here it's kind of cool. So the most memorable part of this month, the 3 biggest lessons you've learned in this month. Then there's a chance to review your planner to see how you spent your time, and do you want to change how you're spending your time or do more of something or whatever. How are you different from this month and the month previous to it? Who or what are you grateful for this month? 3 things you can improve on for the coming month. What concrete actions can work towards that? I like concrete actions. It's less like woo-woo and more like real. And you need to rate your month on a scale of 1 to 10. And for your end of the month checklist, highlight your accomplishments, reform, and set checkpoints. And then we're into the next month. It's a federally recognized holiday. So I think that that's a little bit narrow to just do U.S. federally recognized holidays, but that's a quibble, I guess. I'm in the U.S., so, whatever. I would actually be fine with no holidays on there and just let me handle my own shit, but that's my personal opinion. So this is the end of September, and the monthly review sheet page is the same. So I just flipped through the first half of the planner to see if there were like any quarterly check-ins or anything, and there wasn't, but there is a mid-year reflection. And this looks like it's basically a repeat of the Passion Roadmap from the first part of the planner. I like that it asks you to take a look at it and plan out your next 6 months. You can do like 1 year, lifetime, or whatever, but it has you redo the exercise every 6 months, and I think that that is really handy. And then here, after your monthly check-in at the end of July, is an end-of-year reflection. Do you rate your overall year from 1 to 10? What advice would you give yourself at the beginning of the year? What were the 3 biggest lessons you learned in the year, and how would you incorporate that into your life concretely? Again, there's that word concrete. Actually, the word concrete isn't there. I'm just adding it in with my own head because I'm looking at the microphone and not at the planner, because that's how my life goes when I make these videos. You want to assess your priorities and your time spent over the whole year, which I guess would mean that you'd want to use the whole planner for the whole year, which is not something I'm very good at. How are you different between this year and last? Who or what were you especially grateful for this year? And 3 things you can improve upon next year. And there are the concrete actions. This is basically very similar to the month in review, except you're looking at a year as a whole. And now we're into the back part of the planner. And this is something that I already know I fucking love about this planner is that there is plenty of extra note space and creative space. It looks like there's 20 additional blank pages and then 20 additional dot grid pages. And the dot grid is very faint. It's like a soft gray, but it's not at all like stand outy. There are some times where the dot grid of a book might be really, really intense, and I like it to be just soft enough to see, but not soft enough to stand out. And they gave me a little Be Happy sticker and a Passion Planner sticker, bonus surprise stickers. And then in the back it says it was hand inspected, and I can feel the gel pen indent. Somebody did sign this, which I think is very cool. And then there is a pocket, which is like kind of like it feels like a papery cloth, and it's glued down. It's a very, very fat pocket, so it'll hold a lot of stuff. It feels like if you overpack it, it will be kind of flimsy though. And that is the end of the planner. So before I go into my final thoughts on it, I'm gonna do a pen test really quick. This paper, PS, feels fucking magnificent. So according to the website, this paper is 120 GSM, about as thick as 2 sheets of printer paper, and that's what it feels like. So I'm going to utilize this right now to do a pen test. So I grabbed 3 pens that are close at hand. I have a Pilot V Razor Point Fine Liner, a Target Gel Roller, and a Tombow, all pens that I use in my planners on a regular basis. No ghosting, no shadowing, and the worst of it is that braille that comes from using the gel pen, but I get that on most paper because I'm super heavy-handed. But like, I laid down quite a bit of ink, and if you can see there's like, it looks great. So this is excellent paper. It's also like bright white, which I love. One of the drawbacks to me, I love Scribbles That Matter notebooks. They're my favorite notebook for bullet journaling right now, but the paper is glorious, and this paper feels very similar to it, like soft and like buttery smooth, but this paper is bright white, and the Scribbles That Matter paper is like an ivory. I like the whiteness of this paper. Overall, what do I think about this planner? I have some thoughts. First of all, I love this rose gold situation that is the limited edition one. I think it is stunning. If I was going to go back in time and buy again, I think I would have bought the black one purely because I find the difference between the beautiful outside and the really kind of stark inside to be really discombobulating. Like, it's actually kind of throwing me off. I did not expect the inside to look quite so serious business and this outside to look quite so not so serious. Like, why so serious? That's a personal thing. I think I love the beautifulness of this outside cover. I do not like the flimsiness of the cover, not gonna lie. I feel like I would fuck this cover up fairly quickly with throwing this into my bag or using it on a regular basis. I really like to go, it's like I had trouble with the Inkwell Press cover because it was like heavy duty cardboard, but I still like dinged the fuck out of it. There's something about laminated covers where I feel like even if I'm mean to them, I could change them out, whether it's Happy Planner or Erin Condren, I could change them out and put a fresh one on. But for this, I feel like after a while, it's gonna look super beat up, and that's just not the thing I like. I love that it lies flat, but I don't like that you can't like flip it around on itself. The paper is fantastic. The paper right here, if you are a paper like hoe, if you are a hoe for awesome planner paper, check this out because that paper is seriously fabulous. When it comes to the actual layout, it's neutral, which is cool because like I do like to be creative, but I feel like this planner feels very civilized business person to me. Even though there is space for creativity, it feels very regimented, and like I said earlier, I don't like when my planner tells me what to do. I kind of want a calendar and a planner and then let me interpret how I want to. There's not as much room for interpretation, at least on the printed pages. On the blank, there's plenty of creative space in the back, but on the printed pages, it's giving you a lot of prompts on how to work with your life. And if that's something you're looking for, I think that that's awesome. But for me, I feel like I want a little less structure and a little bit more freedom, maybe is the best way to put it. I do kind of want to go through the exercises in here though, and maybe I'll do that in July. Maybe I will. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you want to see me go through the exercises, because I think that that could be really fun. But overall, I think that the like structure of this planner is a little too constrictive for me, if that makes sense. Not a bad thing, just not my thing. There is underlying in a lot of the quotes and in some of the stuff I saw in the front part of this, there's an underlying sense of like positive thoughts and, you know, will your life into action and I've done podcast episodes recently on this where I talk about how that kind of shit works for me sometimes, and there's other days where that's the last thing I need to hear. And so I don't know if having the planner that I use every week, always in that mindset of moving forward, live your best life, be positive, blah, 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 telling me that in its quotes and in how it's set up, I don't know if that's healthy for me. Like, I'm coming to the realization that I need a little bit more balance in how I approach things, that I need for it to be okay for me to not live my best life, or for my best life to not look like what other people might. And I think that sometimes like things that are geared towards maximum productivity, even if they are awesome for a lot of people, for me, they can be toxic. And so I'm not sure if this is something that I would want to use every week. I feel like this might make me start feeling shitty about myself. Now, that doesn't mean I don't think it's great and that I might not try all of the exercises in it and use it from time to time, or maybe use it for certain things. But I don't think that this is going to be the kind of planner that I spend a whole year in. I feel like I'm putting my baggage on the planner, which is entirely possible. Actually, it is very possible that that's what's happening. So don't take this as something to hate as much as it is me trying to be honest about why I probably won't use this except for maybe specific tasks. I think that this is a really, really intriguing planner, and I'd like to give some of it a try. However, I feel like something like this that is really like geared towards a certain kind of goal setting, a certain kind of planning, a certain kind of life mapping, if you will, is great for certain types of people, and I don't think I'm one of them. This planner seems fucking solid. They give to a good cause. It's beautiful. The quality is outstanding, with the exception of the cover, which I'm not a fan of, aside from the prettiness, but I'm not a fan of like the quality of the cover. Aside from that, this is a solid gold fucking planner. It's just not for me. So be that, like, I hope that that is helpful for some of you out there. And if you are a Passion Planner fan, don't get mad at me for being honest with you. Anyway, let me know if there's any other planners you want me to check out in the mid-year plannering season, and I will do my best to get to as many of them as I can. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.